lose like 30 people like 2 weeks before we'll adjust. And I'm like,
just right. Thank you. Right.
Which is probably going to end up happening to us.
Plan on 10% less than what say they're coming.
Oh, for sure. Well, we have both of our families. She's from Massachusetts and I'm from Michigan. So the possibility of that is, yeah.
All right, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for making the time once again, 2 weeks in. We've got, I'm going to try to go through it as efficiently and quickly as possible, and then we're going to open up to questions and all that. I would like to say that I got a haircut today. Thank you, Tony Penn. And having hair off my ears has been one of the greatest things since COVID started. So that was overdue. But so starting off, a couple of things. First 10 days in, I think a lot of you have already been in the gym, and I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. From the feedback that I've heard so far is that athletes are feeling comfortable. They're aware of the standards, the expectations, going in through the back door, coming out the front, keeping social distancing, and being very cognizant and thoughtful to the other members. We will get further into that, but we're going to play with a couple of those things going into next week and try to give you a little more flexibility, but still being very clear with what the expectations are. And I can give a little bit more detail on that shortly. But starting Monday, you're going to have a time stamp. So whatever class time you have signed up for, you'll be able to go to either the blue or the orange class. You'll have to reserve your class so that you can be accountable for getting into that class. What we've seen is we have a lot of athletes that just miss a Wednesday because of the fact that they have another appointment and they only have Monday, Wednesday, Friday for this week, or you overslept accidentally. It happens. We know those things are going to be there. And so what we're trying to do is open up the doors for the same group of people to ensure that if you're in the gym at 6:30 a.m. as the example, and if we have 12 people, we can easily connect with those 12 people instead of chasing the whole gym if someone is exposed to COVID-19. And so what we're asking you is, if you are in a current time slot, you can stay there, you can keep it up, but you will reserve, and you can reserve up to 3 classes per week. We will open that up as it becomes more and more flexible. But for this point, we want to make sure that anybody can get into those classes. You will have your Saturday morning class at the same time as what you currently were doing in the first place. So if it's 5:30 a.m., for example, it's 6 a.m. Saturday with Gabe. First 8 will come. I will be honest on that one, is you have a lot of 5:30ers that want to be there. So we will be clear. This week is sticking to whoever's color code is there. Monday is when this new vision starts. And what it will hopefully do is control us in a little bit bigger capacity of a test size. Currently, there's up to 8 people in a class. This could be up to 16 or 20 people in a class that you may come in contact with, that we can control and be quick and efficient to get out to everybody if there is an exposure that's needed to be discussed. So next week, Monday, you will have to reserve your class. It'll probably become Saturday afternoon. We'll open it up for you to reserve, and you can go and reserve 3 classes. There will be a fee if you do not show up and you reserved a class. But if you cancel it within 4 hours of pre-class, you will be fine, and there will be hopefully a waiting list so that someone else can get in. One of the biggest issues we're having is the cost of 8 people in a class and how to be sustainable with that long term. And so if we can get the 8 people to make sure we're consistent and we're efficient in that, we'll be able to get people exercising and being consistent again. So please ask questions if you're not sure on those things. I'll get back to it. Again, it will give you a little bit more flexibility. However, it will also hold you accountable for your same crew, same group, same time right now. And if numbers stay in a flat place or start to lessen, then we can go and look at more options on flexibility for other classes and those types of things. But we felt like we've been able to do a fairly good job. The staff feels safe, and we want to ensure that you guys are also safe coming in and out of the door. So that's a positive. Hopefully gives you more flexibility. If you can't come on Saturdays, you'll be able to come on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, whatever it may be, and get your hours in and get you feeling good. On Zoom, 8:30 and 5:30 are still going to be online Zoom classes with our dedicated coach. The follow along, I am grateful for all of you that have tried it, and I'm sorry that it turned out to be a crapshoot for us early on. We thought we had a good idea, and the reality is the idea sucked. And Tim Dove gave some really good feedback last Friday, and we tried some things with earpieces, and I think we have some improvements. Adding, I forget who it was, but Jahi added a video camera to show an athlete so you could follow along. So if you are the only one on Zoom at 7:30 a.m., at least you have a partner in crime doing the work with you, and just being aware of those types of ramifications. On Zoom, the follow along, we know it's not perfect, but it does give you a class to jump in if 8:30 and 5:30 don't work. That was far and away the majority of people chose 5:30 and 8:30 as a class. 6:30 was third and 7:30 a.m. was fourth, but 5:30 and 6:30 were consistently number 1 and 2. So there's those things, but please open up. Let us know if there's ways that you think we can do it. We're working on earpieces for the staff that need it. Otherwise, some of the conversations last week where the staff could add even another phone line and call in on their cell phone and use their earpiece if they don't have Bluetooth wireless features. So being cognizant of that. The next token of business, the bittersweet news, is that Coach Bobby is moving on and will be his last day on Wednesday, June 30th. I wish it was July 30th, June 30th. He's been with us nearly a year, and as you all know, we're going to miss his awesome classes, leadership, stretching, a lot of things he brought to the gym that we're going to be able to continue growing on and using. And so please make sure to thank him, give him a good thank you exit strategy on that. But Tuesday will be his last day, June 30th, so a week from yesterday. And jumping in place is the renowned Michael Juarez, who many of you had in class years ago. He's been a coach for us for 7 years prior. He went into the electrical field for the past 2 years. He has been the one doing a lot, if not most all of the maintenance that you've seen within the gym, the new boxes, the hand towel dispensers, going through and putting up, helping Jahi and myself, he led, but the new whiteboard, the pull-up rig in the back, Marcos and him created, and all the flooring. So we're excited that he's back. We most likely will be a short term because he will go back to the electrical field at some point, but it may open doors for him to help out on a part-time basis once it does settle back down. So first thing, I saw Bobby in the background. Is Bobby on, Jordan? Is he cleaning up still?
Yeah, we just finished cleaning up. He just logged on to the iPad.
Oh, BB, I see you.
Hi.
Hi, brother. I was going to just let Bobby say a couple words. And, like I said before, Bobby, I'm grateful for everything you brought to our community, and you're going to be missed, but take it away.
Yeah, so I can just keep it short and sweet. It's a tough choice, man. It's just like something that I have to make some choices right now, and especially like in the midst of everything that's going on. Music, and along the way, I just found like I have a passion for fitness and helping people and getting to know people. And I won't go into like the backstory, but there was a point in that where I had to just reassess things, and I had to come out of a situation that there was a good opportunity for me to kind of be an owner and run a gym, and it just didn't seem like a good fit for me. And so at that point, I came out and spoke with Paul, and he just was so cool. Like, we know a lot of the same people. We sat down, our 10-minute conversation turned into like a 2-hour conversation. I'm sure that happens with everyone Paul talks to. He's just that type of person. And he gave me a shot, right? He brought me in, And then coming into a community, like I've been in a lot of gyms. I've been doing this since probably 2010. Introduced into it like 2009, and I've been doing it this whole time. And so I've met a lot of communities and a lot of people. And when you come into a new space and you see that it's a family and everybody's just so tight knit and they all hang out and they all like know inside jokes, it can be really rough. And I remember the 5:30 crew, especially getting names wrong, 5:30 a.m., getting names wrong left and right. And you guys were just so forgiving, and just so kind about it. And it made me feel welcome, and it made me feel like I wanted to give more. So I think what I really want to just keep it quick with is just saying that like, I learned a lot from all of you, each one of you individually, how to become a better coach. But that was never my goal. My goal was to help people, right? And in turn, get help, right? So you've all opened up to me in some capacity, whether it was optional, doing Zoom classes in your homes, right? You literally let me inside your houses, and you listen to me and you let me do all these crazy stretches with you. And I get you in these weird shapes and tell you to breathe, and you would just do it. And I was like, okay, cool. So you just made me a better person, a better athlete, a better coach. And that's it. I don't want to draw it out too much longer. There's no animosity. It's not like a big blow up and something crazy. It's just trying to regroup, reframe, get, my fiance and I were supposed to get married this year. We had so many plans and everything just got uprooted. And so with that comes a certain level of responsibility that I just have to step up and start making choices, But I just want you all to know one last time, you're just so phenomenal. And again, this isn't like a big F you and I'm out. This is like, we have to do what we have to do. And Paul fully understands it. And I'll stop by if that's even possible in a COVID world. I don't know, like I'll sign up and get on a list and we'll do you know what I mean? Like we'll figure it out, but this is definitely not the last. I live in Altadena now, so I'm pretty close by, and I'll try to swing by and say hi and stuff if it's safe. But that's it.
Thank you. And then MJ, I'm going to let speak just quickly on his path back and what, this him stepping in and helping out and being good. I'll unmute you, Michael.
I do have a lot of stretching shoes to fill, so I just downloaded ROMWAD. So for the next week and a half, I'll be taking ROMWAD every morning to fill Bobby's stretching. But I'm just thankful for Paul to give me an opportunity to be back in Nela Athletics, to accept me back. I feel like this whole COVID thing has brought me back into fitness, just based on there's nothing really much else to do, and I just basically kind of just fell in love with it again. So I'm back in that zone again and happy just to be back.
Awesome. Welcome back. So with the bittersweetness of that, we're going to go and talk about programming, because I know many of you want a barbell in your life, you want to do pull-ups and all those types of things. And so what we have for you is next week we are going into barbell, no weights, and then Coach Arlene will be bringing back weights the following week, and programming. So being patient with that, I appreciate, and all of our staff appreciates. If you haven't been in the gym, and when you do, we will scale you back also, because you haven't been for 4 months or longer. And being aware that the reason why we're doing this is it's a training camp. It's getting you back, moving, getting some confidence, feeling it out. There's going to be 2 things that we're fairly confident you're going to struggle with, and it's going to be grip strength and calluses that you have lost. All those cool things we used to have in our hands that we need to build back up. Christina, maybe not you, but most of us. And so being aware of that, pull-ups will come the week after July, being on the pull-up bar, July 13th. And again, all the barbell is going to be simple. The pull-up stuff, the ring things, it's more of a safety issue of us roaming around more than our box space right now. We would love to see you guys on the pull-up bar. We'd love to see you in these places. However, we just are not prepared with the fluidity of the gym and us being as smart and efficient as possible to get you in to a safe like location cube for you. So we are working on those things. They are already programmed in there. You will have a barbell next week for you athletes that are on and ready to go, but it will be no weights. And the following week we'll start playing with some weights. I ask that you guys are smart about this. We all want to make sure that we haven't lost our PR. However, I can assure you that if you go through and trust our education on this and guidance, you will hit close to your maxes, if not beyond your maxes, by following the instruction and the coaching, because we're going to make you a better athlete in the sense of knowing what you're supposed to do and getting the right muscles to work. A clean, any of those types of things, if you're pulling early, we talk about it all the time. How can we encourage you to stay long and do that full extension? On Tuesday, maybe Monday, I think it was Tuesday, we were using high pulls in the workout. We're trying to make sure you're efficient and effective. So be patient on those things. It's coming. On the Nela brand, a couple weeks ago, we talked about the donation, that GoFundMe for Nela Athletics that Tony gave. We raised over $6,500, and I am beyond I'm sickened by how supportive you guys are, and in a deep appreciation of sickness where I don't know how to say thank you. If you have been in the gym, we started painting. We are working on, I got approval to take down the awning today from our landlord. I haven't told Michael that yet, but he gave us approval. So we are going to work on the front face of taking everything down. The old sign will come down, and we'll be working on some new designs. If I'm looking here quick, if Luis is on, you better be careful, because I'm probably gonna reach out to you. He's not warning. But Andy Wilcox also offered to help with some design ideas and things of that nature. So hopefully, if anybody else is a designer, this was a chance for you to let me know and help if you have some interest in doing that. But we are working on those things, and they will come together hopefully here in the next couple of weeks as we open up more and more. CrossFit, as you know, some of you may or may not know, CrossFit was supposedly sold today, or it's in the process of being sold. I know as much as what most of you know, if there's anything you know. So until we know anything more, like, it is what it is. You can ask me questions on it, but I don't have much more than most. I just want to make sure that we're clear that those things have been happening, or there is things. So our voice of stepping away and letting them know that we're disaffiliating was a big push and a support for, one, the CEO and founder of CrossFit stepping down, but also it looks like a new owner is stepping in. What I do know is that the owner has owned a CrossFit gym for 7.5 years, and he was in data prior, and he created Data Logics, which was a company that was sold for $1.2 billion back in 2015. So being a box owner we do not have most people that are like this that could go and at a drop of a hat pay the kind of money that probably CrossFit costs. But that's all I know, and it's something that we don't know much more than that. There's tons of details, but they have moved quick, and they heard when we all stepped away. So thank you for being a support of that, and I hope that they see change in that part too. With that, barbells I've covered, in-class expansion we went through, Coach Bobby, MJ, Zoom updates. I see that as all I have. Open up for questions. If you want to start in the chat, and then we'll just go through. So if you have a question, just put your name, or you can raise your hand on the chat. Barrett taught me that one time. It's in, if you know where it is, you can go ahead and do it. But if someone could just help me on chat if there's questions, and then we can build. And Barrett did post something. Thank you, Barrett, on Business Insider, what happened. There, if you go to CrossFit YouTube page, you can see that there is a 25-minute video with the new owner that has a question answer.
If you go to the participants, you can raise your virtual hand. and then Paul can call people in order of their hands raised.
There you go, Barrett. I knew I had it. You had it in you.
Don't all talk at once.
Well, if there aren't any questions about that, is there questions about programming? Is there questions about just anybody want to say hi? Say something to Bobby.
Bobby, I'm gonna cry because you're leaving. But I think this was already addressed in the email. But as far as the classes, the Zoom classes, we're just following along. If possible, the coach can get on Bluetooth with their AirPods or whatever, and just so that we can hear. That's the hardest part. Like when the warm up's going on, once the skill in the water goes on, we know what to do. But just that, so we can hear better, just what's going on. But I think that was kind of addressed, right?
I'm gonna mute quick. We have heard you loud and clear on that, yes, and we are addressing it. Not every staff member has the right earpieces yet, and so that's all of you staff members that are on here. We've been talking about it in the front desk meeting. Let me know, and we will work to get you something, because Wes tried it on Friday, and it seemed, Tim Dove, I don't see you, seemed to say that it worked really. Yeah, there you go. Hi. It worked better with the earpiece. Is that correct? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or volume.
I think you have to unmute them.
They have to unmute themselves.
Oh, there we go.
I was just saying that it would be good if he had a headset in. Exactly what you guys already said.
And
he didn't do it yet. No.
Oh, okay. It was okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we're saying exactly what we said. If we could see the class, like, and then we can just hear the prompts, like, okay, whatever, pedal out your heels or whatever. Like, we all know what to do. We just need to hear when to do it. That's all. So.
Golden. We've talked about doing, a couple iPads. So an iPad on an athlete or on a group of athletes setting across. And I think they've started to do a fairly good job with that. We need to do a better job of getting that protocol so it's consistent. Jordan and Lily have been very helpful on that, and us trying to remember to get it up there. So with bringing people in the door, I think our staff has said it's much easier to move you guys in and out right now because you are so respectful on getting in and out of the door, because we didn't care before. And so the chaos is down. We have the 15 minutes to make sure that space is clean and sprayed down. However, it doesn't allow us to get that interaction and catch up with the things like this, or remember oh shoot, it's 4:30. We got to get on Zoom and do these things. So we're working on those pieces too. But yes, microphone is on point with that. Heather, I need to find you. Yeah, there you go. Hi, Heather.
Hi. Okay, I have a question about the scheduling of classes. So I'm in 9:30 a.m. So that's the one time I can sign up for on any day of the week. Is that correct?
For 9:30, it will most likely be Monday, Wednesday, Friday still for now, until we have more athletes that are interested in that class.
Okay, but when I was looking at the Saturday schedule, it didn't look like it could accommodate a 9:30 a.m.
So 7:30, 9:30, and 4:30 p.m. would go to Sunday classes on that to accommodate.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So these are things that until we have more athletes, and what Heather's saying is she's in a class that's only Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you're in 7:30 a.m., 9:30 a.m., or 4:30 p.m., we only have 8 athletes that have signed up for those time slots at this point. And so for those time slots, we have just allowed it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It made for a mess from the staff. So if you got emails that said one thing or another, that was on me. And it was me telling the staff one thing, and then why are they on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and these other people are on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and not switching? So I'm sorry for the confusion, but those classes would go, when we will go to a Sunday. So it'll go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday through Friday for those 3, and the other 5 would be on Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. Starting next week, if I say have a conflict on Wednesday, I can sign up for Monday, Tuesday, Friday, or something like that. That is an option for 9:30.
If we may not be ready to add Tuesday, Thursday classes
That's
on 9:30 quite yet,
never mind.
but the plan is yes, that is absolutely correct.
Okay. But we cannot switch times.
Not yet.
Okay.
And the reason why we're asking you not to switch times is so that we know the block of people that are in that class. If Omar takes 5:30 usually, but he used to drop into 8:30 because he's on vacation, and then he did a 9:30 randomly, and Heather did a 8:30 and then a 10:30, or on a Saturday, we have a really hard time tracing everything right now.
No.
And
That makes sense.
So that's what our goal is can we slowly start measuring so we know how to follow and track? It's not perfect, but we really want to make sure that it's efficient and okay, I'm safe. I know that I hit this class and I'm going to see the same people.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Annie Dove. Yeah, this is awesome.
Hi.
Hi.
What about the outdoor area?
Great. That is an awesome question that was on my list, but I don't know what list it's on because it's not here. So outdoor, we got it complete, or MJ, Marcos got it complete. If you have been to the gym, you've seen some of the things. Bobby's sitting outside right now. He might walk and give you a quick tour if you mind turning around, Bobby. But we put up a tarp. We had a little bit of a backfire. It's supposed to go full rectangular style, but it's a triangle right now just because of us practicing and getting it up. As you see, there is a pull-up rig out there and there is a flat space on the ground. The goal is that we are going to be able to allow athletes to come and use this. Wes used it for endurance, I think, tonight, and just for coaching. And then there's twofold. I think the first phase of it, Annie being one of these, and Annie, do you mind if I use you as a example? She's in the medical field, and so she's been very thoughtful of our members of like trying to be spatially aware and help us with that. And so with that, it may be a good place for her to come and she could join class. And if she feels comfortable out there, she could still work out in an area, and we can block it off for her to be in that area, and then just peeking the head in as needed, or something of that nature. But yes, that may be the next step, especially for advanced athletes, and someone that's been there that understands when we say clean, because it's almost self-directed. But hopefully we'll be able to get some, if it's Annie and Tim out there, they can coach each other during the workout with the same things. Good. Any other questions on the outdoor space? Arca, you're up, my man.
Oh, hey, I don't know if anyone asked, but I know we started using dumbbells and kettlebells this week, but barbells anytime soon?
So barbells are next week. Yes, they are coming next week, and then weights will be the following week with the barbells. But I'm asking you to be very smart and efficient with those. On that, I did get approval on only about half of the order list. If some of you told me, sorry, Deja, of all people, I know you were the one that's just killing yourself. I did order equipment, and we have some things coming in, and I will know more most likely by Thursday or tomorrow's Thursday, probably Friday. But it's only about half of the order. So I have some kettlebell sizes. I got a few dumbbells, and I got a couple other things for the gym. But I'll keep you guys in a loop on those for what's available for, if you are at home still active and doing everything. Like, we still want to help you. We didn't want to take everything away, but we still need it for the gym. So there is that. Justin.
Hi. So 2 quick points of clarity. First, the outside area, even if we're not healthcare or someone who needs to segregate themselves away from the gym, are we still able to use it at all or no?
I think that would be a capacity issue or conversation, but right now we want you in the classroom if we can control it. And then as it fills out, or if we open it, if it's a safety thing, then we can work on that conversation. But we are not in a place that we don't know how it's going to work yet. So having more of the longer tenured athletes that understand the flow and pace the class, maybe a coach being out there would be a benefit. If it's a 6:30 class, Coach Pivo has been taking some classes. Maybe he takes it out there with another athlete or two, so we have a second set of eyes on there, or 8:30 with you, Justin, where we can do those. But we want everybody, if it's safe, we want you in the gym just so that we can keep that interaction up high. And we won't be using, tons of stuff outside right away. So being patient with that.
Okay.
But we will also look at a second class possibly out there if it's maybe an Ignite or the endurance classes, and having some social spacing set up outside so that we can gain that as an option as we come out of COVID-19. Like Bobby said, where the drop-ins are a little more flexible, or we have space where, yeah, you can come, but you'll be outside type thing.
Okay. And the second point of clarification, now that we have a little more freedom to move between different days within our cohort at this point, to be clear, we are still limited at 3 per week, correct?
At this point, you're limited to 3. If I see something, or if you see an opening on a 4th day and it's like an hour before, I think we'll have some flexibility with you. But I want to be clear that we're trying to make sure that everybody has a spot and that they are able to come 3 days a week. For the athletes that are 2 days a week, you can go back to 2 days a week and be fine. And that'll open up other spots for people. So if you want to be on it, you could say, like, I want to be on the wait list for this, and we can try to do our best to be proactive. With Lily and Jordan at the helm during the classes, it's been very helpful for us, but we also don't want them to be just coordinating class schedule all day. So you will need to get on Zen Planner to sign those out. I'm going to get right back to you, Heather. Justin, anything else? Sorry.
That's all I got.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, cool. Urbany had a question about 5:30. Day, this is for you. When she does the follow along, is it running in conjunction with the Zoom? 5:30 p.m. class is Zoom only at this point. Is that what the question is? I'm not sure I'm following that question.
Yeah, she logged in thinking that she was going to do a follow along. So just to be clear, no, it's a Zoom class or in class.
For 5:30 and 8:30, it is Zoom class, but it should be just fine either way. You're essentially following along on Zoom. It's just.
Oh, she said it was fine. She just assumed that when she logged in, she was going to do the follow along.
Got it. Perfect. Yeah. So on those two, 8:30, 5:30 are dedicated coach, like Coach Day coaches Wednesdays at 5:30. Follow her on Instagram. Right, go ahead.
Yeah. And so her only options are basically at 5:30. She would either go in class if that's what she signed up for, or online. Those are the only 2 options, right?
Yeah, I mean those are the 2 options for any class of the day, though. Right?
Okay.
It's any class you go to is a follow along or a Zoom, but Zoom is when I say Zoom, a coach led class 8:30, 5:30 are very similar to 7:30 a.m. with Bobby. It's just that Bobby's watching 7 people in the gym and coming back and is not face to face with the video camera the whole time.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense.
Yep. Heather.
Hi.
Hi.
So since the classes are down to 45 minutes, which I get, is there any way to put on Zen Planner on the workout, like a little ab sequence that we can do when we get home before stretching?
Yes, most likely. I'm looking for Jahi. Jahi, you here? Hi, Jah.
I understand if not. And it's just like I can make one up, but I'm not that creative. And if there was actually something on there, I'm more apt to do it.
We could, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't necessarily have to be abs every day. We could try to do like a 10-minute cash out type thing or an encouragement. If that's a great idea. Shahi, only more time for you.
Yeah, I'm down.
Jahi's going on vacation. Just an announcement on that too. Jahi's going on vacation July 1st. So July 1st, we are going to be strapped thin. Be patient with us. But we will make it through it and we're going to figure it out. But we can work on that, Heather. That's a good, anybody else a fan of that? Just raise your hand and give me a thumbs up. Something post-workout. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's a thought. It would
What
help.
other good ideas?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We did the stretching, earlier this on our programming. So I think that'd be a good, cool, different benefit that we can add to it also.
Yeah, I noticed the stretching and that's what kind of made me think about it.
Solid. Again, our mind gets blocked sometimes on what we're thinking, and those are good ideas.
Well,
Barrett.
your minds. So.
Good.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry
Hi.
to make you repeat something that you probably already said, but if I am in a cohort at 5:30 a.m., do I have to reserve my position in that 5:30 a.m. cohort, or do I just get to do the class that I've been assigned to?
You have to reserve class now.
And what if I forget? Because I will.
You won't have access to class.
So I have to stand in the parking lot?
We would probably ask you not to be in the parking lot.
Okay.
Because
I don't think this will be just a me thing. I think it'll be a whole lot of people thing.
It's
especially
do you
at
check
5:30 in
Instagram
the
every
morning.
day? You get to reserve it before 5:30 in the morning. You reserve it on Sunday for your week or whatever day it is.
For the whole week, we can reserve it for the whole week?
I think you will be able to, yes.
Okay, and then one other question, and because I think it's kind of clear but not clear. So anybody now can join my cohort, so I'm not with the same people all the time as the cases of COVID are exploding in Los Angeles?
Only the people in your 5:30, so blue and orange cohort are the only ones that can join you.
And will you publicize who are the other people in the cohort so that I know?
If,
Do you know what I mean? Because it
I
concerns me
think
that
there
somebody
should be.
could just drop into the class. That concerns me a
can't-
lot.
Well, you're not going to drop into the class. It's, there's 16 people that are in 5:30 a.m. So just getting that part, yes, you are exposing yourself to 16 more, but it's the people that are signed up for that class are who get to come in.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. What else? Anybody else?
All right, I probably missed it, but we have to reserve our classes on Zen Planner, right?
Can anybody help him?
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
You were late? You were late? Yes, Papa.
Listen,
What do you gotta say,
Barrett.
Gabe? You in the dark. Of vampiro status. Can't even hear you.
It's the
Pay attention.
project.
Pay attention.
I missed like the beginning.
That was like a minute ago. Pay
Barrett just
attention.
went through it.
Here, better? Look.
He was just doing his own workout.
There you go. You need some color.
No, I'm good.
Anything else?
I have a question.
Yes, Christina.
So I know that we're excited to bring back the barbells. I know Deja is, even though you have a barbell, Deja, some of us don't. Just kidding.
Right? She needs to stop complaining.
So I know that now our classes have a combination of what was Ignite and what was CrossFit. So I'm assuming that when programming, we'll have like an alternative for our what was Ignite members to use like dumbbells or whatnot, or are we gonna do like a overview of barbell work for our Ignite members who haven't used a barbell?
It's going to be something that we'll go through, that they will be able to use dumbbell. They have already done cleans and snatches and all those things. And so it should be something that the coaches will be able to guide the athletes on. If they want to try a barbell and only a barbell, we're going to be a little more flexible. It's the fun time of everybody's some of us are, reconnecting with our long lost 3-month-old, love of the barbell. Others are scared to be like anywhere near it. We can be patient with those and give them a little bit of guidance, but also if it's a deadlift, they can use a kettlebell, they can use a dumbbell, or they can use a PVC pipe. If an athlete wants to try it, let's give them some flexibility so they can try it. But igniters out there that haven't had much experience, like, be patient with us on that, and also understand there's another class of people that have been there that we need to coach too. So it's going to be a happy medium for the first couple of weeks, but it's more of the first 2 weeks of us trying to gain some knowledge and make sure people are comfortable. But Ignite will come back, and we are going to adjust. It's just what Barrett asked. We know that there's things happening with the numbers, and we're trying to keep it as controlled as possible within our space of same 16 people. Let's not hold people back from taking a class right now. Let's get them their space. Our spaces are still, 8 feet wide with a 2-foot buffer in between. So you're at a 10-foot distance naturally, and we're having you face the wall to try to make sure that any droplets go towards the wall, and then we spray it on the walls after class. And we are doing those things to be cognizant of what's being done out there for safety. And one last thing on following up with Barrett's question, that's a very fair question as to why we start out with just the 8 people. Why we're expanding is because most classes are not being utilized to their full capacity, and members are missing more than they are making it. So making sure that we have the space. If you go to a grocery store or anything like that, you're seeing random people at all times. If you've been perfect and stayed at home without exposing it, you are going to be at greater risk. It's probably something to slow the roll down of being in. But if you are somebody that goes shopping or goes out in public at all, we know that there is going to be the same people coming in and out of your class in the consistent. So you have to sign up for that class time. Anything else fun? Anyone want to raise their hand, say something? Brandon and Jen are talking about something, but they want to go on mute.
No, we're just trying to just figure out so we come Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 4:30, and now we'll have the option to come Tuesday, Thursday at 4:30 if we wanted to.
If we have more people, so 7:30 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 4:30 p.m. are only Monday, Wednesday, Friday right now.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
If we have more athletes that sign up for that class, we only have 8 people sign up for that class right now. So if we have 10 people, then we have a reason to add, because we have a waiting list and we can give you guys more flexibility. So yes, those are the parameters on that. Those 3 classes, we haven't had add-ons to that part yet.
Gotcha. Thanks.
When are we going to talk about 5G? Tell me about 5G. Brian.
Do we have classes on the 4th of July?
4th of July.
That's Saturday, next Saturday.
What did we talk about that already, Christina? What did we say?
We didn't say anything.
It will most likely be Zoom Zoom workout a fun little work. I'll talk to Gabe about that, and maybe we follow Gabe Saturday with Gabe, and we do a couple classes on that Saturday. But let's plan on Zoom, just because of the fact that people want to work out, and the exposure of having you come in and out of the gym that day with the classes will be a little more difficult. Jordan, can you remind me of that? Yes, Justin.
I wanted to ask, since we're reintroducing barbells and a lot of us don't have barbells at home, what kind of follow along would that be? And what is there like something we should try to get?
Great question, and something that I should have addressed. So good call. If you're a full member still, let me know. We'll get you a PVC pipe so you can start following along with the PVC pipe. Otherwise, a broomstick or something at home is good. If you want, we will work to get PVC pipes for the athletes that are in need of one. They are at Home Depot, but I will gladly provide that for you guys. Is that good? Perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
What else?
Hi,
Be
Paul.
positive. Open up mic. Yeah, Day.
Yeah, just have Brian open up his mic and just start throwing out some jokes here. Come on, let's do it, Brian. Or Jahi, because he's the comedian.
That's Brian. I thought it was Harry.
I'm gonna disconnect from YouTube here.